Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of Metal Mondays, because it is Monday, right? Why not do this? I'm stepping in tonight for Rick Hall. He's at work, as you can clearly see. So tonight, I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing this fancy little shirt here for the Cancer Bats. Unfortunately, we had to make some announcements the other day that that show got pushed back. But don't worry, that show will happen, coming up as everything. So in the meanwhile, what we're doing, of course, is we're continuing on these Metal Monday kicks because we got to keep the music going. We got a great act lined up. We got Nepenthe, or parts of Nepenthe, lined up behind me. So very excited to hear it. Sound checks were awesome, so I really can't wait to hear it. It's going to be a little bit different than we're used to hearing the band, but mix it up and make it acoustic. So I'm going to stop chatting, and we're going to get to some tunes. So without further ado, here's Nepenthe.
Slip into your wounds so that I feel your pain. I have seen through your eyes, elated within your darkest moment. Darkest moment, within your darkest moment. Eyes were wide under the light of your arms were warm, hallowed. It filled my heart with the pain. And the deepest of sorrow. forced open to the light of the morning. Everything was so weary and old. I was reminded of the halcyon day, yet all I felt was cold. Yet all I felt was cold. Forced open. light, tipping the scales which relaxing her. Palm slashed, dripping in expiration. Their fallow soaked within their blight. Merging into space without center, collapsing over unrealized yearnings. Murder, still clutching the dagger, deciphering images upon his dying flesh. Only at the cost, being rich in contradictions. One remains young, only on condition. The soul does not relax, does not long for peace. Flower was blooming in soft white flesh. Oh, the frailty of the youth poured upon the cold ground. Exquisite white flesh dyed red with the immaculate blood of youth. Yep.
Yeah. Give it up, guys, for Nepenthe for putting on that set for us. I got a couple of acoustic songs there. I can't help but feel a little bit of like MTV, unplugged vibes. I don't know, maybe it's just me. That's just how it feels right now. It's just a little unplugged session here, so it's great. And of course, Alex is here, featured with Nepenthe. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna chat with the guys, talk about the band, what they're up to, what they've been up to, and all that fun stuff right when we get back. So a couple of minutes, we'll be right back, grab a drink, all that fun stuff. See you soon. Woo. All right, welcome back everyone for another session of Metal Monday. I am Nick, stepping in for Rick this week. He had to work again, so life happens, and I kind of get to host these. So I always have a blast because I always get to I always know you guys from shows and all the bands that are on here, but I don't really get the chance to hang out. So we literally get to meet each other and get to know each other right as this is happening. So that's one of my favorite things about this, personally, just throwing that out there. So thanks for playing for us guys tonight. So we've got Nepenthe with us, or parts of Nepenthe, half of the band. So first off, can you guys introduce yourselves, what you play, and also who the missing members are right now, and what they play?
I'm Scott, and I play guitar.
I'm Conrad. I play drums and sing, but I play bass for this, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's handy that you can kind of do both and just kind of switch it up like that. Have you always been able to play multiple instruments, or you just kind of picked that up just for this session?
Well, I actually started on bass.
Oh, nice. Good to know. Good to know. So the other guys in the band, so you're missing a guitarist and then your regular bassist, obviously, but Alex was kind enough to kind of step in and do the this tonight. So how was that kind of working with Alex and him jumping in last minute for you guys?
Well, we just asked him. He was happy to help us out, and
because he's worked with you guys pretty closely, right? So I'm sure he kind of knows most of your songs, and it's just I can do that, whatever.
Like he recorded the songs, so he already kind of knows.
Yeah, he's heard them about 100 times. Well,
that's great.
More probably.
Over and over and over again. That's awesome. We got a peanut gallery behind us too, so if you hear us, in the background, that's just Alex chirping in. He had his moment in the sun a little while ago, so. So thanks for the intros, guys. First off, I guess I always like to know, are you guys both from Guelph originally, or were you from elsewhere and moved here, or what's your history there?
Me and Chris are the only guys in the band actually from Guelph. He's from Ayr, and then Sam's from Waterloo.
I'm from Kitchener, actually.
Kitchener,
well,
yeah.
He lives in Ayr.
Pretty close, yeah. So have you guys ever lived in Guelph then, or are you just kind of from the area and this is kind of what you consider your home base?
Well, it's our home base just because we practice here, and half are from Guelph. Chris and Scott are both from Guelph, so it's the majority's from Guelph at least. Sam's from Waterloo.
Right, yeah.
So
I always find it interesting when bands kind of say we're from this area when it's not necessarily from there. I mean, I grew up in a small town of Palmerston, so I can't really say I'm from there because no one knows where that is. So, but anyway, so you guys all kind of grew up in the area. What was it like for you growing up in Guelph in the music scene? Kind of what brought you into the scene in the first place?
Well, for me, it's my brother used to play on Unbowed, and then I saw him playing shows, and that kind of got me interested in trying to this whole music thing out or whatever, and then that's really it.
Yeah. The brotherly influence, that's great.
Yeah.
And we know him fairly well from working at District and everything, so shout out. So do you guys both go to school here then too, or where did you go to school growing up?
Here? I went.
Which one in particular?
I went to Ross for high school.
Nice. That was my alma mater as well. It's quite a long time ago, but I just I asked because I find there's different kind of types of people or bands that almost come from each area, but they all kind of seem to have this one common. We all went to the Shadow, or we went to Vinyl or Trash shows or whatever else. So it's good to see that kind of collaboration amongst you guys. So I guess the next thing I want to ask is have you guys been in other bands before this, or is this your first project together?
This is my first. I don't know about him.
Well, I mean, I had some high school bands, but this is my first actual recorded project. So
nice. And has it always been metal, or what was the attraction to that? Was it you just kind of heard metal music and just attached right to it, or how did you guys kind of get into that the heavier side of things, I guess?
Yeah, I guess I just liked it.
Just drew you in right away?
Yeah.
Because I find some people it's they'll like something a little bit lighter, or they'll have that guilty pleasure they don't admit to, and then they get attached to metal, and that's kind of where they go from there. So do you guys listen to anything else aside from metal, or is it pretty much just strictly doom and metal and all that sort of stuff?
I like pretty much anything.
Yeah, and draw influences from that to bring into your music as well.
Yeah, I like ambient music, some folk music, stuff like that.
Nice. So I know like Chris is in another band, and then also Sam, which I didn't realize. I always find it fascinating. I guess Chris is like a solo project, is it more? Yeah. Do either of you guys have other projects on the go aside from Nepenthe right now, or is it just this is your only kind of endeavor musically?
Well, we both have projects in the works right now, but there's nothing released for them.
Nice. Can you tell us about them at all, or any like little hints of what they're going to be, or what you're working on?
There's nothing solid yet.
Yeah, just all kind of information.
Yeah, just riffs at the moment.
Nice.
I'm recording my project. It's I guess kind of a mix of black metal and post-punk. I'm recording with Chris, actually. So
right.
Shout out to his new business, Skaldic Studios.
It's his birthday today, too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday, buddy.
So is that what happened to Skaldic? Is he turned it into like a production company or a recording company then, or?
Yeah.
Because I remember that band, and I was never sure what exactly happened to that, because I know projects kind of evolve and change. But so he's doing the recordings for you guys for that.
Yeah. For my solo project, at least. I don't know what Scott's going to do when he gets to recording.
I have no idea.
Just whatever. It works, right? You got to
figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your album. You guys just released. So let's go into the songwriter process for that. Like, do you guys, when you're writing, I guess we should give the name of the album first. So it's An Elegies of Loss and Doom. Mm-hmm. It's quite the title. That's pretty amazing. So you put that out through Nomadic. So tell us a bit about that album, how it came to be, and when you guys released that.
Well, half of the songs I wrote, one of the songs I wrote prior to joining the band, and then another one I wrote, but then the other two songs, Scott came up with the riffs, and then we kind of jammed it out together and pieced everything together in the jam hall, basically.
Nice.
And
it was a much slower process with those two songs. I just would go home, mess around with some riffs, sort of lose my mind for a bit, and then come back to the boys, and we would just sort of run through a different version of them until it actually became what it is now.
Yeah.
So each song is sort of then a development and process sort of thing, where you kind of come with the basic idea to practice, and it just kind of gets hashed on and whatever else.
It never really turns out how it is in my head, but we're usually all happy with the final product, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you find though that when you're in that writing process like that you'll kind of come up with a riff that you don't use, and then all of a sudden that becomes a complete other song that's kind of in the bank for later?
Oh yeah, all the time.
It's kind of, I think it's been discussed a couple of times with like Adam last week and a few others, where it's basically like a soup, where it's just like you kind of throw all these riffs in and then whatever comes out. So with this album then, with that being said, do you guys kind of write based on like a theme in mind, or do you just kind of write song by song and kind of whatever happens lyrically and everything else kind of comes from there?
So I come up with the concepts at least, and the lyrics. So I usually write lyrics beforehand, and then I come to the guys with the lyrics in mind.
Nice. So does that also then tie into kind of like the history of the band, or where you come up with like the titles too, and even the band name itself, or is it just all like what does Nepenthe mean? I guess I should come back to, because I wasn't ever sure if there was a meaning behind that, or.
Well, it's basically just the definition is like a potion of forgetfulness. It's in the Odyssey. There's the nymph Circe. That gives it to all these guys and makes them go crazy or whatever.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's good.
I tried to read some of that book just so I could have some context,
have a depth, yeah.
So I wouldn't just be some schmuck with the name. But
here's the name we just came up with.
Yeah,
it was really just we had a bunch of different names in mind, and that was the name that we all agreed on. It was one of those situations. So.
Yeah, kind of sit on it for a bit.
It fit the vibe pretty well.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's got kind of that doomy sort of feel, that ominous presence that you want to have for sure.
Yeah, smoky, ashy.
Yeah, so when I guess we kind of touched on it with the songwriting and everything, and the other guys, like with their influences, do you feel that kind of contributes to how the whole thing comes together? Because I know No Service, the other band, is a little bit on the poppier side, and I always find that mix kind of funny. Of you guys are this doom band, and other members are in like a pop band or an indie band sort of thing. So do you find that you incorporate touches of those writing styles in as well to kind of your heavier feel?
Well, I'd say maybe in the future more so. Like with this release, he was just sort of getting a feel with us in the band, because he's only been in the band for like a year or so.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
We were a 3-piece for a good year and a half or so beforehand, and then we decided to get a second guitar.
Right. Nice. So how long have you guys been a band then as well?
2.5 years.
Okay, that's a good number of. I guess you don't have many shows in your belts then, or have you guys mostly played Guelph?
We mostly played in Guelph.
Yeah. It's not a whole lot of time to kind of get tours or anything under your belts, so.
No.
Do you guys have any? I want to kind of mention, because we've talked about what you're influenced by. Do you, when you're kind of writing your songs, have anything in mind as far as a specific style that you're going for, or is that just kind of come out as you're writing and it alters and changes and everything like that?
I mean, like, I try not to think about it too much. I just, whatever comes out, I don't really try to make it any sort of particular genre.
Yeah.
It's just, obviously, our influence we wear on our sleeve or whatever, like, it's pretty obvious, some of the stuff, like Woods of Ypres, Agalock, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I find you guys have kind of, similarities, I guess, with other Guelph bands, and I feel that still just kind of comes naturally. But do you find when you're like working with Alex and things like that in the studio that some of that kind of comes into play, where he'll make suggestions, or?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'd say we share a lot of influences with our preferred styles of music, and so that all comes out with it, with the final product.
He gets it.
Nice.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Alex was a
clicks.
pleasure to work with because he knows exactly what we were thinking, and
Yeah.
it came out well for that reason, I think.
That's great to have. 'Cause
One
I
of the
know,
many reasons. But.
Yeah, I know. As any musician going into the studio, it can be a little bit daunting if you don't have any experience or if you don't know the person. So I imagine working with Alex has probably helped that along, and also with your guys' experience as well, in kind of getting into the studio. Because I know I was talking with Teleportus last week, and they were saying that they're not really a studio band; they do everything live off the floor. And I feel that kind of changes based on experience. So do you guys do a lot of stuff in your recordings kind of by session, or do you ever do the live off the floor stuff as well?
It's all session.
Yeah.
It's all multi-tracked.
And do you feel more comfortable with that? Like, is there a particular reason, or do you just kind of want it to be more production
When we
behind?
recorded it, there was a lot of ideas that weren't even, we just wrote right on the spot, that just like sort of changed different parts to what they are now. So I think that's pretty cool. Like,
Right. Nice.
you go in with one thing and you come out with another.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's also just it would make Alex's life a lot easier too. I'm assuming, just because then everything's easier to mix. Everything's in. He can take everything in small pieces.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know much about the whole mixing process, but at least that's what I assume.
Yeah, totally. So do you guys then have plans to kind of take the band beyond? I mean, obviously you have plans to take the band kind of further, but what sort of things are you guys looking at to kind of further what you guys are doing? Are you looking at kind of a full length, or what's the angle you're kind of taking with this band or this project?
I'd say I guess the short term, we already have most of a full length written at the moment. We're just trying to flesh out the songs more, and then we'll take it to the studio, hopefully relatively soon, if everything goes well in the writing department. And
Nice. That's awesome. So how many songs you guys have written for that? 10, 12?
Well, we kind of have longer songs. I think I have 6, maybe 7. He has a couple.
Yeah, nice. I always feel there's with those songs that there's so much atmosphere and stuff that you can bring to it. So it doesn't matter if it's like a 6 or 7 or 10 song album. It can kind of fill that same span. So that's great to hear you guys are working on stuff still. But
Not much else to do.
Yeah, exactly. So with the recent EP, you guys also released your first single, Dawn. Was there a particular reason that you released that one over others, or what was the draw to that song in particular?
honestly, I think it's probably in my opinion, the catchiest song on the album. So we just thought it would be appropriate as a single. There isn't really a particular reason other than that, I think. I mean, unless you have a different opinion.
I mean, like, it was the first song that we sort of put together as a band, I think.
Yeah, that too.
Also kind of contributes to it.
Yeah, it's a good reason to put it out as your first representation, so that's awesome. So you guys mentioned you've got other albums in the works and things like that. Do you have any, kind of members or kind of like dream people that you'd want to have like doing or contributing to an album or a song that you guys have kind of coming up?
I'd say, I think we all share this opinion, but we want to get some of the lads from Guelph featured, I think.
Yeah.
The Unbowed guys, we'd love to do that.
Just a big epic Guelph collaboration.
Basically, yeah. We're going to talk in the future. We'll have some probably be some features.
Nice. Kind of smash all the names together and make one big epic whatever of it.
Make a 20-minute song with everybody on it.
Yeah, literally contributions from everyone.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a little 8-second snippet for us to play a riff, and then the entire song will be made up of 8-second snippets of different people. We're going to find everyone to help us.
Sounds like, I always say there's always these great ideas that come up on these shows that, you never know what's going to happen from it, right? Like this could just drive a whole bunch of other events and shows that we can just make from this, just spin-off after spin-off. Be awesome.
Yeah.
So let's, do you guys like have any, I guess we touched on future plans and stuff like that with the band. Did you guys think that, we've kind of touched on this before with this year and whatever else has kind of been up in the air for everyone, but has this been kind of like a year where you guys had a lot of plans beforehand and then you kind of had to switch entirely, or aside from the album, I guess, obviously, but was there kind of something in the works for the band beyond that kind of has had to switch, and how have you guys kind of shifted out of that?
Well, we had some pretty big plans, but I don't know if we should really go too into it, but
it's not worth going into.
Yeah.
We had a lot.
we had something big going, but then everything happened. So
yeah, that's fair.
It might happen again someday.
And no one's going to know about it until it happens.
Exactly.
It'll happen.
So I don't know if I've got really many more questions for you guys. Do you have any, kind of particular shout outs? Where can people find your music? Things like that, because obviously we want people kind of buying and supporting you guys. So where can people find, music, merch, all that sort of stuff to kind of support you?
Well, if you want to support us directly, that would be through our Bandcamp page. So you can find that on our social media, Bandcamp, Nepenthe Doom Bandcamp. So that's the best way to support us, I'd say. But we're also on every streaming platform every major one at least. And
Nice. Well, thanks for being with us and chatting with us, guys. So we're gonna get back to a couple more tunes, and be sure to follow us, follow the guys, follow Nomadic Arts, and we got more for you right after this. See you soon.
Joy born from our lips, and we say, my ear.
Check.
Whoa.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's episode of Metal Monday. I have been Nick Weaver, stepping in for Rick Hall of Chronic Noise. If you've been joining us tonight, we've had Nepenthe with us. They were doing an acoustic set earlier. They're going to play another couple songs for us here, and we chatted with the guys and had a great little chat with them. So we do this every week. Make sure to tune in. We're normally streaming from here. Starting in 2021, we're going to kind of do on a every other week sort of thing. So we're going to be here and then streaming from home just to kind of keep it a little current and feature different types of music. So without further ado, Nepenthe have a couple more songs for you. So here they are.
So we only have two songs left. They're both covers. So the first one is "The Mourner's Bench" by Death in June. Something got hold of me. Oh, yes, it did. I said something got hold of me. heart wasn't right. I went to the meeting last night, but the soul wasn't right. Something got hold of me. Oh, yes, it did. I said, something got hold of me. It rattled around my head. Early one morning, on the mourner's bench, my heart it was filled with misery. My heart it was filled with misery. My heart it was filled with misery. The same God who touched you one day, he laid his hand on you. So this next one, it's again another cover. It's called Time, Time, Time by Of the Wand and the Moon. So I drop my secrets, a flame so sweet. secrets. A fire so sweet. And I lose my faith. Those dim lit eyes.
Yeah. Give it up for Nepenthe. That was awesome. Thanks so much, guys. It was really a treat to have you here. Great to chat with you. And we're going to be back next week. Rick's going to be filming from his place, so it's going to be a little bit different. But again, thanks so much, guys. And we were talking about before, if anyone wants to record at Pneumatic Studios with Alex, the requirement is that you have to wear the shades. Just so you know for future reference.
The future's bright.
But thanks again for everyone who's tuned in. Thanks, of course, to Onyx for having us every week here and putting up with our shenanigans and all this craziness that we do here every Monday. Thanks, of course, to everyone for tuning in again. If you want to contribute to the artists or the bands playing, be sure to hit up their Bandcamp pages. The guys just released a new album, which is amazing.
Elegies of Loss and Doom by Nepenthe.
It's really good. Check it out. Make sure you're buying that. Support artists, support local. We'll be back next week and the week after to keep you entertained. So stay tuned for more Metal Mondays. I'm Nick, in for Rick. See you next week.
We're Nepenthe, and it's later than you think.
watching not to see.